Hi, this is Brian with Main Street Moments. I am at the Polynesian at Walt Disney World, and I am here with Ron from Ron on the Go. Hey, Ron.
How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing great, Ron. You know, Ron, okay. You have, what you've done with live streaming in the whole YouTube space at Walt Disney World is amazing. You popped up in my feed out of the blue. I'd never heard of you before, and you popped up on my feed when you were doing this all-day Smugglers Run record-breaking challenge. And I woke up in the morning. It was really early in the morning. And I saw, okay, whatever. And then I come back at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And I again, it was recommended. And you're doing this thing. And then I watch for like the next 5 hours without leaving my YouTube feed on my TV.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do challenges. Like, or I wouldn't say challenges, but all-day rides.
Yeah.
And everybody always says that in the comments, I could ride this ride all day.
Yeah.
I could do this all day. So for me, it was one of those things where I was like, maybe I should do it all day. That way, you know, the person who said I could do this all day.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just...
Well, you know, I'll tell you, Ron, and I got a lot of questions to ask you, don't worry. But I'm going to tell you about this. I've been watching YouTubers and live streamers at Walt Disney World for many years. And what you did with that stream, yeah, I know you've been on YouTube a long time, and we'll talk about that. Yeah. But when you did that Smuggler's Run challenge, I think you got picked up by the YouTube algorithm and recommended to a lot of people. And since then, I don't know if you've noticed this. Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. You've raised the bar for what the viewers that watch YouTube live streams at Walt Disney World expect from live streamers at Walt Disney World.
Well, I definitely get a lot of comments about how I keep it flowing. Now, there's definitely days I do not keep it flowing. It's a little slower. But I like to keep, I don't eat. Well, I eat, but you guys don't see me eat. That's the thing. I keep my food in my bag. There's food in my bag now. But I won't eat that on the stream.
Well, you don't want to be on Florida Resident Edits.
No, I actually tried to get on Florida Resident Edits.
Then eat.
No, like, I actually messaged them and said, could you do one on me?
Yeah. No, but the challenge you did, no, I'm very serious about this because, you know, come on, you watch other people that vlog and live stream at Walt Disney World, and most of it is, well, I'm here at Walt Disney World today, look at this, and here's, you know, Harmonious again. And what you've done is gotten other people that live stream at Walt Disney World to, some of them go on the rides for the first time in years.
Well, there's a lot of reasons behind you don't ride certain rides, right? Pirates is a 50-50 if you're going to get a copyright claim. Copyright claims are part of the reason why some people avoid certain rides. Yeah. And I get it, right? You put that work in, and then when the video's over, you're not making anything anymore. Yeah. Right? You get the claim, and then it's...
Yep. They get the money.
Yeah. And I mean, part of this is, you know, you want to make revenue so you can continue to do it. But at the same time, the people want to see the rides. The people want to see the shows. And yeah, it's a bummer, but at the same time, your fan base will grow. Because they get to enjoy the things that they miss.
Well, listen, it costs a lot of money to come to Disney World.
Oh, yes.
Even if you have an annual pass.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Not lying there.
So people that make content for YouTube have to make money to not just cover your bills, but to cover the expense of coming to Disney World.
Yes, I as I tell people in my channel, I'm about $8 to $10 in tolls because I live past the airport, and then on top of that, the fuel to get to and from. Yeah, if I can cover those, and I can cover my annual pass, and probably my daughter's daycare, you know, like there's little things like that. You get what I'm saying? Like if I can cover those things, then I'm good. I can make this work.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people, though, have done what you've done. They've moved to Orlando to be Disney YouTubers. And people have come and people have left. There's been people like Michael K., who's a vlogger. Michael K. came here. For years. And I know he's still here, but it's not the same Michael K. Yeah. And there have been people that have come here and then they've left. And you did something, though, that's a little different because most of the people that are YouTubers and live streamers at Disney World are either young, and, you know, they're in their 20s or they have another job. You moved actually to Florida, right? With your wife, with your kids, and said, I'm going to be a Disney live streamer. How'd you sell that to your wife?
Oh, yeah. Not the best decisions I make all the time. I was in the middle. I was on the beach in Washington State. A Black Hawk flew by me, and it has been about 5 years since I got out of high school. Yeah. And I said, if I would have joined, I'd be getting out right now. And no joke, 2 weeks later, I signed up and I was in the military.
Yeah.
Just saw Black Hawk fly by. Well, one day we were sitting in the couch. We're like, hey, what if we made less? And she was like, what? And I'm like, what if we made less, but we lived in Florida? Because she loves the beach. I love the parks and the entertainment of the area. The kids like the whole, playing outside in summer. It's like winter, but it's summer. And so she was like, so how much less would we have to make? And what would this? And we did the math, and she was like, let's go for it. I mean, if you can show people the way, a path of a way of something, most people will be like, well, that sounds pretty cool. Let's do it. Yeah. Because we take the kids to the Typhoon Lagoon all the time.
Yeah, but when you have a family and you have responsibilities, you've got to, you got to make money. Yeah. And, you just passed not too long ago the 20,000 subscriber mark.
Yeah, I think it was August.
Yeah. So, it takes a long time. When you first were here, you weren't getting over 10,000 views a video. And what kind of numbers were you getting when you first moved here?
I can tell you right now how much I've made my first, every month up until January. That's when it changed. $40 per month.
A month?
A month. Not a joke. Not a joke.
$40 a month. And how much were you streaming? Like, how often were you here to make $40?
Streaming didn't really take full effect until October 30th. That's when I was like, I'm going to try another route. The vlogging was working, but it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I had a friend who I've talked to since Japan said, hey, why don't you just try live streaming Disney every day for a month? If it doesn't work out, I got you. Yeah. And I was like, okay. I mean, that's very generous of you, but okay. Yeah. So I went to AT&T. I said, give me a phone, give me an unlimited plan. And I went to the park the next day. It was October 30th and started streaming and just kind of went like every day, and I got really hooked to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And how long did it? So that was a year ago, because last October.
Ago,
So how long from that point 1 year ago until now, until you started making enough money where you're like, okay, this can be my job?
We actually hit that point about May.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So one of the things is my wife was like, if you hit, we base everything on views and numbers, right? There's a RPM or whatever you want to call it. And that's how much you make. And we figured out if we're at 10,000 subscribers, we're getting 2,500 views per video or something, we would be able to make this amount.
Yep.
I did the math. I'm really good with math when it comes to math. So I told her that's how it would work. And she said, okay, you have until a year from today. I'll work, you make it work, or if not, doesn't work, you go part-time and you go get a real job.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, a real job.
Well, no, you're living the dream.
I do. I love it. Yeah. Everybody's like, how do you go to the park every day and not get bored of it? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I can, military probably, but, they make me do the same thing.
Well, so what is your military background?
So I was a scout. I was 19 Delta Cavalry Scout out of Fort Carson, Colorado.
In the Army?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, one of the biggest problems with Florida is the heat and humidity, but since you got the military experience, I guess you're used to that?
Afghanistan makes this place feel like a vacation. But
really?
If you ever been, so I used to have some work I did before this. Japan in the summer is worse than here.
Yeah.
100%. I will never go to Japan in the summer again. Yeah. Unless there's something really cool. But yeah.
So that prepared you.
Yes.
See, that's what a lot of people, when they move to Florida, it's like, okay, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a live streamer. And they can't handle the summer.
Yeah, well, the part of what I do is I just mentally block out the fact that I'm, I know I'll be saying, I'm hot, I'm dying over here, but, at the same time, you just have to, in your head, think, I got to keep going.
Yeah.
There is no break.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, they're like, all right, I'm done. I go home and I jump on other streams. I watch other channels, and it's very obvious.
Who do you watch?
Well, Josh, obviously. From
Resort TV 1?
We talk tech a lot outside of the streams, and then... of course, we got my man Coda Bear the Explorer. He's out in California. I met him here at Epcot.
Yeah.
Just a normal, everyday fan. Asked me to take a picture for him. And now he's a streamer out of California.
Well, that's amazing.
He's doing 300 views last night.
Yeah.
No publication or anything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's see. We got Tanya, of course.
Yeah.
Working with her right now. Park Hoppers.
That crazy Disneyland.
Yeah. We got the Park Hoppers. They're I think they're on a break right now. They said they had some stuff come up, so they've been on their own thing right now.
So how many days a week are you live streaming now?
Every day I can.
Every day. So how many hours a week would you say that is?
Well, that depends on my wife's schedule, right? So this week's going to be less than last week because she has to work more this week than last week. So, but still, I mean, probably 40.
40 hours a week you think you're streaming?
I would like to do at least 40 a week.
So are there any parts, because I see at Magic Kingdom, I see all of it, but I don't know if I've seen you live stream at Animal Kingdom.
So Animal Kingdom is one of those not in the summer time frame, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as it starts getting hot, I avoid Animal Kingdom. Even when we vacationed here, we avoided Animal Kingdom. Now the temperature's going to, we're getting into November. Yes, I will start visiting Animal Kingdom more. But that summertime, for some reason, I had that park. And I can't wait because we got the all-day Kilimanjaro safari coming up one of these days soon. And
So I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming Magic Kingdom's your favorite park because I think that's where I see you most of the time.
It's Hollywood.
Really?
But the thing is, if you want growth with your channel, Magic Kingdom's going to get you your growth.
Really? That's an interesting thing because
huge difference.
The Magic Kingdom's got to be the most vlogged live stream place on Earth.
Exactly.
But still, you get more views at Magic than anywhere else.
I go to Animal Kingdom. Not a joke. I do the same amount of, like, let's say a 6-hour stream. I might get 23 subscribers from that day at Animal Kingdom. I'll do 80 plus.
So do you base what you stream on how many subscribers you get?
Well, it depends on
places?
if we're trying to hit a growth point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as soon as the temperature cools down, we're going to start, the trees are going to come out for the Christmas time, stuff like that. We're going to start hitting more of the resorts. And so that's what No Plan Monday was, is to get away from the parks and be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
what's your next goal? You broke the 20, so what is it, 50?
Right. Well, the ultimate goal is 100.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Then it'll be 1 million.
Yeah. No, my son wants a play button. That's all he wants. Yeah. He said, Dad, one day you're going to get a play button and it's going to be mine. And I'm like,
it's an interesting thing about it because, there's a lot of people that have come and gone, but there's a lot of people that have been here for many, many years that are about subwise where you are now. I'm not going to embarrass anyone by mentioning their names, but, a new guy comes to town and then all of a sudden everyone's talking about you. You beat them in sub counts or you're on the verge. Does it get territorial with the vloggers and the live streamers?
I mean, it is one of those things, like the new guy just got hired and he's getting in for supervisor already, but I've been here for 5 years.
Yep.
There is that mindset, which is totally understandable, right?
Yeah.
It's actually one of the reasons I left my last job.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there for 8 years, and the guy who was there for 4 just became my supervisor. I'm like, but he didn't even know his job.
Yep.
So, no, I get that. And then that's totally understandable. But at the same time, I'm also I would say, I'm not the one who streams the most. There's obviously somebody who's probably done it way more than me. But I've worked at figuring out how to get publicized. Right, I watched Mr. Beast's every video he gives you information-wise. I spent 2 years trying to figure out how to make this work.
Mm-hmm. Before you started?
Before I started.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the biggest change you can think of that you made from when you first started streaming at Disney World until today?
Man, that's a hard one because there's kind of a couple things. But I would have to say my thing is, if I have 30 people watching, 1 person watching, or 1,000 people watching, just continue to do the same show. But it's a hard one.
Do you go by, when you're live streaming, based on what you're doing, where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm showing, do you base that on how many people are watching live or how many people have come to the video, say, within like the first week?
That's what I would say would change. Because when I'd be like, I got 100 people watching, I would avoid all the rides with like lag or copyright claim. Now I'm just like, look, they're going to stick around.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If I'm on the people mover, I lose everybody for like 30 seconds because we have an issue. Whatever. I just don't worry about it. That's the thing I would say I changed the most is if people are interested, they'll stick around. Mm-hmm. If they're not, then...
Yeah. Well, there's a thing that I've seen happen with a lot of people that have moved here to do YouTube. Is you say you're not tired of it. How long have you been here now?
I've lived here over a year now.
Over a year. Yeah. And I talk a lot on the show. I've been coming to Disney World since 1976.
Yes.
I was a little kid. And I still never get tired of it. And I see things new every single time.
Yeah, we got a whole new Polynesian tower going up right now.
But no matter what you're doing, and no matter how cool it is, you get to a point where it's a job.
No, it's definitely a job. And I don't... If Tanya is having issues, right, with her, because I helped her with getting the app, so I feel slightly responsible to help her when she has issues, and so she'll message me. So I'm always working. I was up till 2 last night.
Yeah.
With Coda.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Just moderating for his channel and helping him out.
Yeah.
And then I had to wake up this morning because my daughter wanted to party.
Yeah.
Like, she just like, I'm going to get dressed up and party.
So Tanya from that crazy Disney lady, you got her on one of the streaming apps.
Yeah, Streamlabs. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know this. If you live stream through the YouTube app, you don't get the same quality. You have to use, some people use Prism, some people use Streamlabs.
Prism and Streamlabs are free.
Yep.
YouTube app's free. Mm-hmm. Then there's StreamYard and then the other ones like that. Those are paid. Mm-hmm. I don't get little options like layovers and stuff like that with the music and all that. But most people aren't watching for the sparkles. They want to see the parks. Yeah. So I helped Tanya because she was like, I wanted to look better. She literally said, I wanted to look better. And I was like, okay, we'll work together. I got you.
You know, you've had to, because Tanya, that crazy Disney lady, had a big incident that happened a couple years ago, which was insane. Do you know about this?
No.
Oh, my goodness. She was streaming. So this was during the pandemic, right when the parks reopened. Then everyone was like, oh, my goodness, she's got COVID. They're on Twitter. And Tanya was on Inside Edition. Or was it Current Affair? One or the other. She was on national television.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Somebody accused her of having COVID and being in the park streaming, which she did not have. And I love Tanya, that crazy Disney lady. She's awesome. But are you at the point now where you're getting the trolls, the haters that are trying to sabotage you?
As soon as I started streaming.
Yeah.
Literally in the first week of streaming, I got,
And what do they tell you?
Oh, they're just calling me like, this guy's just stealing everybody's money. And I'm like, I literally, like, my slogan on my channel is free to do. Like, you just watch and subscribe. It's free. If you do anything beyond that, that's up to you. But I never ask for anything. And then there's you know, we all know about the website that has like the list of different. I got my own thread on there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check it out. And
it's funny because people were like, you know, you have your own thread on there? And I'm like,
Which site? Tattle. Oh, yeah, everybody. Yeah. If you guys don't know Tattle, check it out.
Yeah, I got my own on there.
Well, you made it.
And that's what I said. And people were like, how do you just deal with people talking very negatively about you? And I'm like, because my drill sergeant was worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it was.
Are you at the point now where people are coming up to you in the park?
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually walking around Fort Wilderness and had somebody come up and say hi to me.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And they've all been very nice and generous and they, you know, sometimes they want to be on camera, sometimes they don't. Yeah. I don't try to bring it up because, you know, most people just want to be like, hey, I love what you do. And
yeah. But what's your favorite ride out of all the parks?
Ooh, like, are we talking Tokyo Disney too?
No. Nobody's been to Tokyo Disney except people who've been in the military and get to travel the world.
It's going to be Rise. I mean, it is a bummer. A lot of the ride has kind of taken a beating over the years. They stopped the autocannons from moving. Half the time Kylo's not working.
Exactly.
You know, but the amount of work they put into that ride, it's still amazing. Walking that hangar, I keep saying they could have a dessert party in that hangar. It'd be $150, $200. Take it. I would love to just sit in there for an hour. Yeah. So now when it comes to the challenges, the all-day challenges, what do you have coming up? Any ideas? Well, we got the safari coming up. I was waiting for the summer to end.
That's the longest ride in all of Disney World, I think, is the safari.
But as the day progresses, the animals change too. So it's an ever-changing environment. But I was waiting because the engine heat can be very, I don't know the last time you rode, but like, we went through the water the other day and it splashed up on the engine and it felt like a straight sauna. Yeah. I was like, I'll wait. Yeah. So when you started streaming, I mean, were you inspired by Resort TV One, or were there other people you saw? How did you end up saying, I'm going to move to Florida, I'm going to be a live streamer? Were you watching live streams? Yeah, so I've been watching, I've talked to Josh multiple times. I've been watching Josh since 2017, I believe they started, 2017. And we kind of that's when we started getting into Disney World, was actually 2017. And so we were watching him, his Friday Night Live, you know, over the years and everything. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to go to Disney World. It wasn't until about 2020, right? Yep. When I was like, I think I'm going to try this. Yeah. Because we decided March 2020, we were going to move to Florida and make this work. And then a week later.
Well, because now you're a player in the game. When I go to any park, I'm tripping over live streamers. I mean, I see people, they got the gimbal. I don't know who they are. They're doing something.
So there's a very large increase in TikTok. Yeah. In the park. I looked last night. There was about 7 just in Magic Kingdom last night. But at the same time, a lot of the TikTok users are holding it. They're not gimbal. Now, I've noticed a couple more gimbals, but I use a couple websites, Stream Finder and live streams and all that. And they cover pretty much everybody who's live. And last night, I think there was 3 channels on.
It's a funny thing with one thing you do that none of the other streamers do. Okay, and people keep this like
I watch everybody. There's not a single channel I haven't watched.
Why not? Why not? But what you do that the other streamers don't do is everyone keeps all their information about what app they stream on a secret. Living in Diz, Josh, I know he's got his own app now.
He's got his own program.
But before he had his own app, he would never tell anybody what app he used. And other streamers did the same thing. And you tell everybody like all the insider proprietary secrets. No one else does that.
So when I moved here, I tried to work with a couple channels.
Yeah.
We'll leave the names out of that one.
Oh, come on.
And no fun. They're not around anymore. They're around, but they don't stream anymore. But there's a couple of them, and I tried to work with them. And they were like, yeah, we'll meet up. And as I told you, hey, you want to meet up? You said yes. And then I made it happen. Like, that's the thing. I'm all about making things happen. Well, they said they were going to, and then they stopped talking to me, and then they stopped following me, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? And a lot of it has to do with the fact they think they're trying to steal their audience. Mm-hmm. But if they like what you're doing, they're not going to leave you.
Yeah.
If you do what you do, and they'll stick around. Mm-hmm. The only time people ever jump, I definitely will say, like, on a night where, like, 8 channels are live at the same time, there's like, okay, somebody's on this ride. I love this ride. I'm going to go watch this. Then I'll come back over here. Yeah. So you'll see a flux. Like the other night, I was fluxing about 100, 150 people constantly. And that was just because somebody would be on this ride, and then, like, I'll be standing in line, so they go over here. It gives you options.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've tried to, and if I had somebody to help me when I first got here, I'd probably be a lot further along than I am. But I would be helping them get to where they are, too. I never feel like I take. Mm-hmm. I give back whatever that you... So, you guys have been super awesome. Mentioned me in your stream, your podcast.
Of course.
And I was like, man, I should go and meet with you guys.
Absolutely.
And
are you at the point now, though, because now you think you hit the big time at this point?
No.
You feel like, you don't
no,
feel
it's my first day.
Come on.
It's my first day.
Come on. Because like you were getting like 88 views when you first started.
30
views.
Max.
And now you're getting 10, 12,000 plus.
Yeah, on a 4-hour day, it's averaging about 10,000.
So you've hit the big time. Is there a point like you and the other streamers that are at your level and above, do you not stream on Friday nights maybe because Resort TV 1's doing something?
No, because my wife gets off too late.
Yeah.
There is 330 million people in America, and then we got the rest of the world, right? Because Disney World's well traveled around the world. If you can get 1% of the state of Florida to watch you, I'm just talking about them population-wise, then you have thousands and thousands of people watching.
That's right.
There's no limit. Like, I know a lot of people think there's a limit to how many people watch Disney World, but you'll see, I watched him since 2015. Mm-hmm. He's still getting 150,000 views every day. And it's not the same person every day.
That's right.
It's different people all the time.
So you stream when you can. You don't say, okay, I'm not going to be there on Saturday because so-and-so might be streaming. I might not have as many views.
No.
No? None of the other streamers tell you, maybe you shouldn't stream.
I don't stream opening events usually because they cost more.
Yeah.
So, or like, opening night parties. Mm-hmm. And like I did the Halloween one, but that was because somebody gave me a ticket to go to the opening night. Yeah. Otherwise, now I was like, we'll just go to the next night. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Like I'm more focused on the cost of things more than there's like, because opening night you're guaranteed 15 vlogs and like 6 live streams easily. So
yeah, but there's tens of thousands of views on each of the streams.
Yes,
but it costs a fortune to get in.
But it costs more for opening night just because it's opening. I call it the vlogger charge.
Yes.
The vlogger charge.
Well, the Tim Tracker, if you watch the Tim Tracker, when there's a special thing, he'll do opening night. But for the most part, he'll come in like a week later on a lot of things.
And it's because, like, let's say Food and Wine. Do you really need to be there opening day for Food and Wine?
No.
I think I was there for opening day of Food and Wine, but that was just because I was trying to go see Neil on the piano. Mm-hmm. But, like, I've never felt like the opening night was like I'm not going opening night for the Christmas or Jollywood. I'm going the week after.
Yeah.
Part of that was because I'm going to Alani, but the other thing was it's just more, and I can just do it Monday.
Yeah. So now we're at the Polynesian, and when we're done here, what are you doing tonight? You're streaming. What are you doing?
Well, first I got to go to Epcot. So I did not make a park reservation for Magic Kingdom. Park reservations are booked out. So I got to go to Epcot, tap in, and then come back.
Oh, my goodness. I've done that. I think we've all done that, right?
But, I mean, that's a lot of the stuff that people don't see. Like, a lot of people think, like, oh, you're in the park every day, and it's fun. They're not figuring out the fact I drive 45 minutes, like, obviously. Mm-hmm. Drive 45 minutes here, then try to get through the parking lot, through security, into the park, and then start. Yeah. I always start after security because nobody wants to see that part.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see that part anyways, but yeah. But that's what I'm going to do, and then hopefully I start by 7.
When you're in the park, I know you do this because I don't know if you do this consciously or not, but when I watch your stream, a lot of times when you're in line for something, you're in the queue, you have the camera off to the side looking at a wall.
I try to. Yeah. There's rides you can't. What's it called? Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
The queue's too small. You're either staring at the ceiling, then everybody's trying to figure out why you're staring at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Or you're looking down and, well, it's everybody's feet. Yeah. You know? So there's times where, but like in general, I try to keep it off of people. I have had people come up to me like, hey, can I not be in your video? And I'm like, yeah,
really?
It's fine.
They say that to you. How often does that happen?
Probably once every other week. It's like, it's really not that common, but it does happen once in a while.
What do they say?
They just come up and be like, I don't want to be in your video if you don't mind.
When you're in queue?
Yeah, in queue. Only when in queue. Not when I'm walking around the park, they don't say anything. Never had anybody while walking around the park.
But what rides have you been in line for when people have said
Well, Jungle Cruise is one of them.
And so what do you do?
Well, he was behind me. That's the thing. He was behind me. Like the next person behind me. And I was just like, yeah, no problem. Like, you're behind me.
So you move the camera and that's it. But you can probably still hear the guy.
Oh, they don't care about that part. They just don't want to be seen in the video. Yeah. And, I mean, in general, most people actually wave. Yeah. I think most people just assume it's Disney World. Mm-hmm. And if you think you're not getting a picture taken of you, there's probably 50 million photos taken of you that day that are on,
Well, sometimes in a live stream, and you're at Disney World, you're going to be hurt, but sometimes someone will be in a queue. There'll be a live stream. It could be a 30, 40-minute, hour-long queue, and there's conversations going on.
Navi River.
Exactly. And who knows who they're here with? Maybe somebody doesn't know they're here with this person. Who knows?
So at that point, I listen to the conversation. Like, it's obvious because if you can hear it, I can hear it. Yeah. And so what I'll do is if the conversation's turning a little weird, I'll stand off to the side.
Really?
And let them kind of
you're in line and you hear people talking about something. You're like, well, maybe this shouldn't be on the stream, and you move your
I kind of just like, go for it. Yeah, and I'll just stand off the side, but it won't look like because I'm facing off in another direction. It allows me the ability to change the situation.
Well, that's interesting.
Without you guys seeing it happen. There's a lot of things I do behind so yeah.
Well, Ron on the go, everyone. Find him on YouTube, the hardest working live streamer in the park. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on. The hardest working live streamer at Walt Disney World. Ron on the go. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, it was very nice to meet you finally.
Absolutely.
Listened to you for a couple months now, so.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah. Well, this is Brian with Main Street Moments here live at, we're recorded, but live recorded at the Polynesian, talking with Ron on the go. Make sure you sub to his channel. You guys will love it. I'm telling you, you will love it. It's a live stream like none other that you've seen before. Ron, thanks a lot, and I'll see you around the park.
Yep, see you around.